We begin with the latest on tensions brewing between Israel and Turkey over their contested influence in politically volatile Syria. And it looks like the US's Donald Trump is once again stepping into the ring, this time as a Netanyahu-designated mediator between Israel and Turkey. Now, speaking beside Prime Minister Netanyahu at the White House, Trump touted his great relations with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The US leader claimed that he could be the man to smooth over the growing tensions between Israel and Turkey. Trump said that he had assured Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that if Israel has a problem with Turkey, he will step in to, quote-unquote, work it out.
Well, I have great relations with a man named Erdogan. Have you heard of him? And I happen to like him, and he likes me, and I know the press will get very angry. He likes Erdogan, but I do, and he likes me, and we've never had a problem. And I told the Prime Minister, I said, just, Bibi, if you have a problem with Turkey, I really think I'm going to be able to work it out.
Trump's response came after Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hailed US leaders' relationship with Turkey's Erdogan. Prime Minister Netanyahu said he can't think of a better interlocutor for Israel-Turkey peace than the US President Donald Trump.
Also discussed the situation in Syria. We've had neighborly relations with Turkey that have deteriorated, and we don't want to see Syria being used by anyone, including Turkey, as a base for attack in Israel. Turkey is a country that has a great relationship with the United States. The president has a relationship with the leader of Turkey. We discussed how we can avoid this conflict in a variety of ways, and I think we can't have a better interlocutor than the president of the United States for this purpose.
The renewed focus on stable ties between Israel and Turkey comes as both countries jostle for influence in Syria after the ouster of its leader Bashar al-Assad in December last year. Turkey is known to have aided Syria's current Islamist leaders, especially in their lightning offensive against Bashar al-Assad's forces, starting late November last year. The country's new leadership, led by the interim president Abu Muhammad al-Jalani, has publicly praised Turkish President Erdogan for his support. Meanwhile, Tel Aviv says the Syrian territory is used by Iran to arm regional militant groups to attack Israel. The country has struck Hezbollah-linked targets in Syria in recent months, despite initial offer of peace to the country's new Islamist leaders. The Israeli attacks on Syria, which is seen to be struggling for political stability, has irked Turkey. Now, President Erdogan even called Israel a threat and a destabilizer, adding that Israeli attacks were simply feeding terrorism in West Asia. For Ankara, Syria and its pro-Turkey leaders have emerged as a vital sphere of influence. After years of civil war, Turkey has positioned itself as a power player, supporting anti-Assad rebels and consolidating its position. For Israel, though, Turkey's growing influence on Syria is seen with skepticism. Many in Israel see Turkey exploiting the power vacuum in Syria to create a threat to the state of Israel. But despite the long-standing rift between Erdogan's Turkey and Netanyahu's Israel, Trump is full of confidence that he will bring peace between the two countries. So if Trump mediates between the two sides, could this be a diplomatic breakthrough or just another episode of his global stagecraft?
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
for votes for it.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.